Welcome to highlights from the penultimate round of the CUPRA SimRacing Series from the Bilster Berg. This time it would be Florian Haase and Gianmarco Verducci on the front row of the grid with Pfeiffer and Pliszka behind. Things starting to fall apart for Martin Barner in the championship as he'd be outside of the top 10. Race 1 would begin with the drag around the curve of the first corner, with Florian Haase holding the defensive line into the second corner. Gianmarco Verducci would hold firm in second position, looking backwards towards Max Pfeiffer, but Florian Haase was clear in the lead. Rasmus Salo had qualified quite well up inside the top 10. Unfortunately though, with a bit of a mistake and a slowdown penalty, he would drop backwards down the order onto the cusp of the top 10. Pliszka was aggressive on track limits and it would give him a slowdown penalty, dropping in behind Alessandro Ottaviani and Kirill Antonov, who'd both get through. Pliszka would try and hold the position on Antonov, but it just wouldn't work. And then Antonov would be one of the first drivers to take to the skies over the curbs. Big up on two wheels, managed to land it and get on with it. Alluded to Martin Barner's poor qualifying. He was down the order and getting a slowdown as well, dropping back behind his teammate Ben Zupanek whilst also coming under fire. Alessandro Ottaviani would make a mistake of his own going through the chicane, allowing Kirill Antonov to drag up to the back of him and make a dive down into a fast corner. This though would give him the inside line through the penultimate section up towards the final corner, gifting him the position. Axel Vermeulen would make a little bit of a mistake just ahead of James Montgomery, running wide at the final corner, passing off the position for what is just inside the top 10, 9th position going the way of Montgomery and 10th to Vermeulen. Raikkonen would make this mistake just coming out of the mousetrap, and this would allow Pliszka to make a move around the outside, just over the crest round the fast corner, gaining the position. Adam Pinsesh also would look to try and make a move, but wouldn't quite get close enough. Later in the lap though, Pinsesh would get his opportunity with a bit of a mistake from Raikkonen. Pinsesh was through. Gianmarco Verducci wasn't able to do anything about Florian Haase at the front, was trying everything he possibly could, trying to find a way past the German. Just wasn't going to happen. A late mistake from Ben Zupanek up onto two wheels and he was out of the race. At the front though, it was all about Florian Haase holding off the charges of Verducci and Pfeiffer. Superb defensive resilience then from Florian Haase, and he'd take another win in the CUPRA SimRacing Series. The top 10 would be reversed and Axel Vermeulen and James Montgomery would be on the front row looking for their first wins. The hungry young stars of the CUPRA SimRacing Series would get underway with their eyes fixed on the mirrors, focused on the charging big names behind, but Axel Vermeulen and Montgomery would hold firm at the front of the field. Pliszka and Ottaviani would be side by side through the opening section, just trying to muddle their way through track position, and towards the end of the first lap, Vermeulen had already pulled out over a second on the chasing pack. Alessandro Ottaviani would open the door in the final corner to get past Pliszka and up into 5th position. Pliszka wasn't done with that though, as he would fire it back down the inside at the second corner, and Kirill Antonov would be back involved in the mix, making contact with the rear end of Ottaviani. Kirill Antonov though wasn't waiting around, as he would dive down the inside of Alessandro Ottaviani to pick up 6th position and then focus his attention on Pliszka. Adam Pinsesh was struggling to keep up with the top two, and a bit of a mistake running through the fast left-hander would open the door for Raikkonen to try and make a move. However, Raikkonen was a little bit too hot into the final corner and he would run wide, handing the position back to Pinsesh. The damage on the front of Antonov's car was purely visual, with no real impact to performance, and that was being shown in the sense that he was attacking Pliszka as hard as he possibly could. Raikkonen at the front of this group, and Antonov was going side by side with Pliszka. A little bit of contact would open the door for Alessandro Ottaviani to try and sneak through on the pair of them, with a little bit of contact getting involved there, potentially even damaging Ottaviani's car. Pliszka wasn't done with that, as he would pick up the position again, and then Gianmarco Verducci fancied his time to get past Kirill Antonov. Wasn't quite done into the corner, which Antonov made the dive in. However, down into the mousetrap, the door was open and Verducci was through. In the final parts of the race though, it was Pliszka making a move on Raikkonen. A fantastic, sensational move around the outside of the fast left-hander would leave them going side by side even into the penultimate corner, as Pliszka would make a mistake. It would be enough out of the final corner, but at the front it was all about Axel Vermeulen, win number 1 in the CUPRA SimRacing Series. A superb victory then from Axel Vermeulen and James Montgomery. Adam Pinsesh joining them on the podium, with Gianmarco Verducci, Kirill Antonov and Florian Haase, our championship protagonists, down the order. We'll see how this championship finishes out though, with just one more round, the 11th of November at Macau.